The Earth's surface is being continuously reshaped by both the endogenic forces, which are internal, and exogenic forces, which are external. The changes brought about by these processes are known as geomorphic processes. Diastrophism is the process by which the Earth's surface is reshaped through rock movements and displacements. This includes both orogenic, which is mountain building, and epirogenic processes, which is continental forming. Earth's interior can be divided into the crust, upper mantle, lower mantle, outer core, and inner core. The temperature increases as we move from the crust to the core. Generally, the temperature increases by 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meters towards the interior of the Earth. The crust, well, it is the outermost solid part of the Earth. It's fascinating how the crust is further divided into the upper crust, also known as the continental crust, and the lower crust, or oceanic crust. The upper crust is composed of silica and aluminium, often referred to as sial, while the lower crust is made up of silica and magnesium, known as sima. The boundary between these two layers is called the Conorod boundary. Now, the thickness of the crust varies under different areas. Under continental areas, the crust is thicker compared to oceanic areas. On average, the continental crust is about 32 kilometers thick, whereas the oceanic crust is around 5 kilometers thick. In regions with major mountain systems, the continental crust is even thicker. For instance, in the Himalayan region, it reaches about 70 kilometers. Interestingly, the density of the crust is less than 2.7 grams per cubic centimeter. Moving beyond the crust, we reach the mantle. The mantle is the portion of the Earth that lies beyond the crust. It is composed of magnesium, silica, and iron, and it extends to a depth of about 2,900 kilometers. The mantle itself is divided into two parts, the upper mantle and the lower mantle. The upper portion of the mantle is called the asthenosphere. The word astheno means weak. Asthenosphere extends up to 400 kilometers and is the main source of magma which comes over to the surface during volcanic eruptions. The boundary which divides the lower crust and the upper mantle is called the Mohorovičić. Its density is 3.9 grams per cubic centimeter. The crust and the uppermost part of the mantle is called lithosphere. Its thickness ranges from 10 to 200 kilometers. Core. The core is composed of heavy material, mainly iron and nickel, which is called knife, also known as barosphere. It forms the center of the Earth, and its density is 13 grams per cubic centimeter. The outer core is in liquid state, and the inner core is in solid state. The temperature of the core ranges between 5,500 degrees Celsius to 6,000 degrees Celsius. Gutenberg margin is the boundary between the lower mantle and the outer core. The Lehmann boundary separates the outer core and the inner core. The core extends from 2,900 kilometers to 6,378 kilometers from the surface of the Earth.